Hi, welcome to Food Rights Youth Chef Academy. I am Chef Lisa.
And I'm Chef Leslie. I don't know if you guys can see me. Hey guys, good to see you tonight.
And thank you for coming to our second virtual family cooking lesson. We did the first one, a couple weeks ago? 3-4 weeks ago?
Yep, a few weeks ago. I was not here, but yeah, you guys had a good time with that one. And there were lots of you that joined in. So thanks again for joining in a second time.
Yes. So we have Bethune Academy, one of our partner schools. We have
and McDowell, and those are my students. So thanks for being here. I'm happy that you joined us.
Yes. All right, so I know you all, if you've signed up for this and you're here right now, most of you got an ingredient kit, and so I'm assuming you've unpacked your ingredient kit, right? And along with that, you got these documents, and I know you unpacked those because you wouldn't know how to log in unless you did, right? So let's get out the recipe page. I'm going to put this one outside, all right? And we are making simple South Indian potatoes. Yeah, they're delicious. Actually, this is my husband's recipe. My husband is from South Asia, so these are his. This is his potato recipe. So let us begin. So everyone should have gotten out their equipment, which was on the back right here. See, and also had the ingredients that you needed to get out as well. So if you didn't get those now, oh, by the way, if you have not done so, I think you all know that you need to wash your hands, right? If you have not done so, go run and wash your hands right now. If you have, that's fine. Make sure you've got all these things out. You need oil out. Let's see if I got it. Oil and salt. That's what you need from your own kitchen. And then the spices you got were in the ingredient kit. And they are here. Ta-da! They're here. We got, I think it's paprika, right?
Yeah.
Cayenne is cayenne. And we got turmeric. And then, let's see, we got green onions. Oh, these are giant green onions. My God.
They are.
Green onions. And I think, was everything washed before?
Yes.
It was?
Well, I washed everything, yes.
Well, here. Was it washed for them?
No. Nope.
No.
They gotta wash it.
Go, you gotta get these things out to go wash them. You got some cilantro. This is cilantro. I know you guys have seen that before if you've been in our program. And then you all got probably 4 potatoes. Did everyone get 4 potatoes?
Yep.
Approximately?
About a pound of potatoes.
About a pound of potatoes. So I have 4. So that's, and if you have some that have some green spots on them, that's okay. These potatoes are seconds. And I just want to do a shout out to one of my favorite farmers, Mr. Bremer. Bremer's Produce in Heartland, Wisconsin donated these potatoes to us. So we're eating locally grown potatoes. Awesome. And so I have not a calendar, but a colander, right? And, let me throw that down there.
What?
And a bowl. You need a bowl. And you're going to need a pan that has a lid. It doesn't have to be this kind of pan. It can be deeper, but this is the kind, you need one with a lid. You might want to have a measuring cup. I've got a 1/4 cup of water in here. We're going to use that later when we make the potatoes.
That's a liquid measuring cup, you guys, right?
Right, liquid.
Yeah.
Good.
Liquid
Thank you.
measuring cup.
Liquid. And 1/4 cup is same as 1/4, 1/4 cup, right? And then let's see. We need to measure things with measuring spoon. We're going to be stirring things up. So I've got a spatula that is heat proof, the kind, the stirry kind, not the flippy kind. A wooden spoon too, in case it's like really sticky on the bottom. I've got some little mise en place bowls. That means everything in place, mise en place, right? And then of course we're going to be using fire. This is my stove here in our studio, but you have your own stove at home, right? And when you have a stove, you have to have hot mitts, right? All right, let's begin, Leslie.
All right, let's do it.
Let's prep. Let's go.
Okay.
All right, so we need to, I think the first thing we should do is probably peel these.
I don't think we have to peel those.
We don't have to peel them.
I don't know. Maybe. Let's look. What's our first direction? Cook potatoes with oil. Oh, but it says back in our ingredients list, it says 1 pound of potatoes diced. It doesn't say anything about peeling them.
All right.
All right.
We're not going to peel them.
Okay.
If I were making this at home, I would be peeling them, but yep, you're right. Okay, we're not gonna peel them. I'm gonna instead just get a knife. Okay, let me move this so you guys can see. So if there are any parents at home cooking with younger kids, so the adolescents out there, they know how to use a knife by now. So we're doing the pinch grip and the bear claw. Leslie, do you have a green chef, one of the green nylon chef knives?
I don't.
Poop.
I don't know if we have.
Yes, we do. Voila.
Alright, we just used these in class today. So this is what it looks like with our green chef knife. This is what we have been teaching our students in class.
Right.
So we're going to hold it the same exact way because it stabilizes the knife in our hand and on our cutting board.
Right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to first just cut up one like I'm an adolescent or an
Okay.
adult. And then I'm going to give you one.
Alright.
And you're going to be my upper L, my 4th, 5th, 6th grader, right?
Sounds good.
Okay. So you'll notice though on these potatoes, some of them are green. That's why they're called seconds. So they were exposed to the sun, and when they're exposed to the sun like that, they turn green because actually a potato is a swollen underground stem. Did you know that? So that's why you can plant a potato and it'll grow. You need to cut off the green bits because the green bits are actually poison. Don't eat those. You won't die from them. Not a lot of poison, just a little bit, and it tastes kind of yucky, so that's all. So I got rid of all the green on this one, and then I'm going to pinch grip, bear claw, cut it in half. And then I scrubbed these potatoes. Well, actually, I didn't. Leslie did, didn't you?
I
Leslie
did.
And so I'm going to, here I am using bear claw, pinch grip, and I'm just gonna put these into strips so that Leslie over here can cut them into smaller bits using her nylon chef knife. You can use, if you don't have a nylon chef knife at home, that is really no big deal. All you have to do is you could even use a butter knife. It's just not that big of a deal. And then the size of the potatoes the main thing is that you want all the potatoes to be about the same size. So we're dicing them here. It says 1 pound of potatoes diced. And so you guys know what a dice is, right? What a little dice looks like. And so Leslie and I are going to be a team. Good job,
right.
Leslie. Oh,
Thanks.
she's moving fast. Okay, let me go.
Sorry. Also, when you leave the skin on your potato, that leaves a little more fiber on your potato too. So we talked about fiber in class today as well.
Yes, you're right. I don't know what I was, I was,
Just another little fun tidbit.
also it just saves time, right?
It does.
If your potato is like a russet potato, these potatoes are kind of waxy, you know what I mean? Like they're not floury, they don't have a really thick skin that's really dark brown. And so because of that, the skin is more tender. So here I am with my pinch grip, my bear claw, and I'm just making nice little chops. And I'm giving them to Leslie. There, Leslie. She's moving fast.
Teamwork, just like in class.
Yeah, teamwork makes the dream work. So if you're doing this by yourself, don't worry about going fast. I'd rather you do the pinch grip, the bear claw, the right way. So I'm anchoring the tip of the blade on the cutting board. I'm using the heel of the blade to go through, and I'm going down and forward. And that is what makes the strip. Not dunk, 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 right? You need pressure in 2 directions when you use a chop, and that's what we're doing right now. Down and forward, down and forward. So if you are, let me look at this one. This one doesn't have, so you want to also cut off icky bits, so there's a little icky bit right there. I'm going to cut that guy off. Bye-bye. He doesn't have any green on him. I don't know why this one is a second. You'd think he looks like a first to me.
He looks good. It's a good looking potato.
Good looking potato. All right, I'm cutting it in half, down. If it's too big, for example, you can always do make a bridge like that. Or the bear claw. Bear claw so that you don't cut off your fingers. I like my fingers. Do you like your fingers, Leslie?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
They're useful.
Useful. Okay. There's one. Here's one for you.
Thank you.
Am I giving you know what you're gonna do? So when you're done with it, we've washed it, we're gonna just stick it right in the pot that we're gonna cook. You don't need to get another separate bowl. You can if you want to, but you don't have to.
There's a big one.
And then you do quality control as Leslie's doing. So if you see one that's like a little too big, see? Because you want them all to be about the same size, because the goal is that they're going to cook at the same time, right? So you've got one big hunk and one little hunk. They're definitely not going to cook at the same time.
All right.
There. Let us continue. So they've got, these are seconds because they have little, they got wonky things on the inside too. If there's something wonky that you think is not edible, cut it out. But they are locally grown potatoes. I think Heartland is about 30 miles away. That's it. Did you know that Wisconsin is #2 for potato production after Idaho?
I did know that, but I only recently found that out.
Who let the cat out of the bag? Who told you?
Probably you.
Oh, wasn't me. I'm excited about the potato. I love that potato mobile at the fair every year. It's one of my faves. All right. So here's another one. See, it's got green on it. You don't want to eat the green. Cut away the green. Doesn't mean the whole potato's bad. Just whatever is green, get rid of. So there we go. It was all green and part of it on the inside green. But now I'm looking this part, not green. So we're cool. I'm going to do this recipe at home without peeling the potatoes. Like, that just adds that's one less thing I got to do.
I agree.
Thank you for that. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
This is a really quick recipe. My husband actually invented the recipe when he was a young man.
Oh, nice.
We call them Menocia's potatoes.
Way to go, Manoj.
I don't know. And so if you like Indian food, have they made Indian food yet in class?
They have not.
They have not.
Not a McDowell.
Not a McDowell.
Although, what kind of popcorn did we have? Did we have the Bombay Bell?
Yep, we did the Bombay Bell.
We had Bombay Bell popcorn.
Right.
I wasn't there that week, but you guys did make it, and you made it without me.
Without you.
And I heard it was delicious because kids were still talking about it today in class.
Oh, I hope you guys are still making it in class. I know I get lots of requests for my flavored popcorns all the time. And I think we got a couple different flavors on the website, don't we? Mary
Yeah.
Kate? Mary Kate's
Yep.
over there. Yep, Mary Kate's there. There we go. Doing some quality control, Leslie. There's
Yeah,
that.
there's a couple of big ones here.
All right. All right. Okay. You got it?
Yep.
All right. So, got the potatoes in the pan. Oops. Looks like that. There it is. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add all of the other ingredients. We need to add oil, we need to add salt, and we need to add the spices. So, oil.
Oil. All right.
I think I'm going to eyeball the oil.
2 to 3 tablespoons for
Okay,
you guys.
and while I'm doing eyeballing it, you're going to do the turmeric. We need 1 teaspoon of turmeric.
Okay.
Turmeric, now listen to me, people. Turmeric is very bright colored yellow, and it can stain things, but don't worry if you get it all over your counter and you can't get it off with just a wash rag, Windex will take it up. All right, there's my little tip about turmeric. There you go. See, I know some things. So Leslie's gonna measure out.
Get that one in there.
Do you think so?
No.
Okay. Yeah, Leslie can't get the 1 teaspoon spoon inside the little bag, so just
I'm
take.
gonna try this one.
Which one is that? The half teaspoon?
Well, this is the one. I'm gonna try this set of
Oh, I
measuring
see.
spoons.
Yeah, did the kids get this at home? No,
They did in
Last time.
their bag last time.
last time. All right. So while Leslie's doing that, and she's professionally very good, Leslie.
Thank you.
I'm gonna measure. I have another set, so I can use this. So I'm gonna measure out 3. Actually, I'll just do 2 to start out with. How about that? And then I'll just keep it next to me. So if it seems like it's a little dry, I will. There, 2.5. I will just add it. What do you think? I got 2.5 in here. We might go up to 3. It's a cooking recipe, not a baking recipe, so you don't have to be super, super precise. And then I'm going to turn it on. Here we go. So I'm going to turn it on like a lower heat. And then I'm not going to put anything in there right now. And I'm just going to put the lid on it so it can start steaming in its own. It can start steaming and getting more and more tender.
Oh no.
That's okay.
It'll
You know
just
what?
be a little extra paprika.
Yeah, who cares? There you go. It is, like I just said, it's cooking. So as long as you didn't make like 1 tablespoon versus like 1 teaspoon and a pinch, I think we're fine, right?
Yeah, and at least it's not the cayenne, right?
Oh yeah, we don't want the cayenne. What is the cayenne supposed to be anyway?
Let's see.
Cayenne is supposed to be a pinch, right?
It's, yep, just 1/8 to 1/4 of a teaspoon.
So if you don't want to touch the cayenne, so 1/8 is actually 2 big healthy pinches. But if you do that, that's fine. You can go pinch, pinch, and then you've gotten an 1/8. But if you do that, then you'll have cayenne on your fingers, right? And we know that if you have cayenne on your fingers and you happen to like rub your eye, you'll be so sad, right? That cayenne will go in your eye. So if you do that, that's fine, but then go wash your hands really, really, really good and avoid touching your face after that.
I think this is already measured out.
Let's just
pretty close.
Then let's just go ahead and, you got it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna do a little less than 1/4 in mine.
All right,
All right.
there.
And
So
if it's not spicy enough, we can
I've
add
got
more
potatoes
later.
in here. I've got oil in here. I've got all the spices in here, and I have a tight fitting lid, and I've got it on low. And I'm just gonna let the potatoes start steaming up and heating up and cooking with their own water in them. I didn't even add any water, okay? We just wanna get them a little bit more tender, okay? So I just started doing that.
Okay.
All right, that's where I'm at. Is everybody following along, Mary Kate? Does anybody have any questions?
No questions as of yet.
All right.
But if anyone does, you can drop them in the chat and I'll read them out loud to Chef Lisa.
Okay.
Cool.
I have a question for them. What's been their favorite recipe so far? Let me know when somebody chimes in.
I know, I want to hear too.
So far it sounds like the popcorn.
So far, but we made pancakes
Khalil says
today.
pancakes.
We made pancakes today.
Pancakes, that's a good one.
And you know what, Chef Lisa? I heard so many negative sounds when they found out that they were oatmeal pancakes.
Really?
But then
They're like,
they
pancakes!
you guys
Oatmeal
changed your
pancakes.
minds. Yeah.
And then they ate and they go, oatmeal pancakes
Yeah.
again.
I think everyone ended up enjoying them.
You thought that the oatmeal pancakes were going to be mushy like oatmeal.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think so. They just didn't seem too impressed by it, but I think we changed their minds.
Good.
Anybody else?
What kind of compote?
Another
did you-
pancakes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
pancakes.
We did the apple compote.
Oh, that's delicious.
I know, it was like, Mary Kate described it very well, that it tastes like the insides of an apple pie.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like apple pie oatmeal pancakes almost, right? Okay.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
So, you guys, those of you that are joining in this time, I know that we talked about if you join in 2 virtual lessons, that you will receive a very cool Food Right apron and or t-shirt. So we're going to be making sure that we know that everyone who has joined in, if for some reason we have missed you, please let your teacher know and they can email us, okay? But we are more than happy to make sure that you guys get an apron or a t-shirt. So,
Yeah.
all
All
right.
right. Okay.
What's next?
So that's doing its thing right now.
Mhm.
And so next it says, so I've got this, oh, and I should mix it up now. That's what I need to do. All right, here I go. Mixing. So now I'm just, you can hear that sizzle. Woo!
And it's a nice color.
Beautiful color, isn't it? I think we should have made them tinier. Now, if you are in a hurry and you wanted to get these going faster, you could definitely have, you could make them tinier. So the tinier that you cut them, the faster they're going to cook, right? You could even shred them like hash browns if you wanted. That would cook the fastest, right? All right, there it is. And then I'm going to add the water. So if you didn't get any, do what I'm doing right now. Go get a quarter, right? A quarter cup, 1/4 of a cup, 1/4, half of a half, and throw it in there. Turn up the heat to like a medium high, because now we're gonna try to really cook them in earnest and get them nice and tender. All right, so while that's happening, Leslie and I are gonna work on the condiments that go on top. So if you ever want to make this, let's work on, do you want to work on
Sure.
cilantro together first? So if you're ever making this at home and you realize that you don't have green onions, the reason I have green onions is because they're easier for the kids to cut, right? And they have a wonderful fresh taste. But I know not everybody has onions, green onions around all the time, but most people have like onions laying around. So if you have like red onions or white onions and you want to mince them up really finely and sprinkle them on top, that's very much an Indian thing to do, yes. To put raw onions on top of something, raw onions and cilantro.
Nice.
Or as they say in India, coriander.
I know. Did you guys know coriander is the same thing as cilantro?
Yes.
It blew my mind when I found that out.
Yes.
Mhm.
I had many a miscommunication in the early days of my marriage. What are you talking about?
Cilantro.
So this is how we do it in class, and I think this is a fine way to do it, especially if you're doing it as a family. I mean, you can just bunch them all up and cut them with a nice sharp knife, but I like to do it this way. The stems are not, of course, poison. They're just a little bit more fibrous, and they're a little more, just tougher. They don't have a nicest texture. So I like to use my hands because a chef's hands are her best tools, and get rid of these stems, right? We don't need the stems. We don't need no stinking stems. There it is. Make a nice little pile. I think you guys pretty skimpy on the cilantro. I like lots of cilantro.
There wasn't that much in this bag.
I like to have, and again, this is your own recipe. I almost took your thing, your little pile. This is your own recipe, so if you love cilantro and you want to double the cilantro, go ahead. It's a really lovely garnish, and it also adds a lot of wonderful flavor. So if you love cilantro, go ahead and cilantro it up. Add more. Some people hate cilantro.
I know. I'm sad for them.
I am too. They think it tastes like soap.
It's so delicious to me.
Yes, it is sad. All right. So this is a great way to get your kids. Go ahead and you do that one. This is a great way to get your kids involved. I have like little scissors that I use in class. When my kids were little, we do that too. And if you're going to do it with scissors, a lot of adults like to do it with scissors after I show it to them. You just get the cilantro and you kind of put it in your fingers, nice and gentle, not crushing it, because cilantro is or coriander, as Indian people say, is a very tender herb. And then you give it a little haircut. You want to do that?
Oh, I'd love to. Thank you.
Or if you are using a knife, if you're an adolescent and you like sharp knives and you want to use your chef knife, you certainly can do that. So you can do your pinch grip, of course, right? Pinching, 3 under. Put this in a pile just like before. Still use your bear claw. I'm holding this here, and I'm using always use the back end, right? And you keep it kind of close to your body, because if you have it out here, it's not very controlled, right? So you want to have it closer to your body, and the weight of your body can help to cut. And you go down and forward, down and forward, down and forward, down and forward, down and forward. Let's say you do that, and then you realize, oh no, I wanted it to be so much smaller than that, and it doesn't have to be, but let's say you didn't want it to be. Then you can do what's called a rock chop, and that's when you're going to use the blade and rock on the herb. And so this one, some people do this, I like to do this, right? Down and forward. Everything's always 2 directions when you use a sharp blade. Or some people do this, put the heel of their hand on it, down and forward, down and forward. That's what you do, huh?
Uh-huh.
And you're you always want to do 2 directions of pressure, not just dunk, 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 right? It won't cut really. You need, if you want to do this with, like, I think 5th graders are perfectly fine at handling paring knives. So if you want to use a paring knife too with an older kid, I don't know if you want to do it with Montessori kids. Have been given knives since they were 4. So with Montessori kids, I sometimes let them have a little blade, but you can always do it this way. And then that way you're going to use what's called a slice, and you just are using the tip of the blade and you're pulling back and pushing down. Beautiful, Leslie.
Thank you.
I can't really do it because it's too tiny now, but if it was bigger. All right, let's make a little pile of it, and let's put it in this one.
All right.
I'll get you going on that one.
Okay.
All right, so these are the most ginormous green onions I've ever seen. So I'm going to use, I'll demonstrate with the paring knife with the green onion. So first I'm going to look at the green onion and see if there's any icky bits I want to get rid of, and there are certainly icky bits on here. That looks the whole thing looks icky to me.
Yeah, I think because of the way that we had to put them in the bag and because they were so large, they really got bent up.
Yeah, they look more like spring onions as opposed to. So if you're using the paring knife, again that slice cut. You still want to use your bear claw with your other hand. With this hand, I'm holding it like this, and I'm pulling back and I'm pushing down, and I'm just using the tip of the blade, so I'm just slicing that off. This right here is the root, and the only part that you really don't want to eat. It's not poison, you just don't want to eat it, right? And then you can cut it in half, and then you can, uh-oh, I think I might need a little bit more water. Do you want to give me some? If yours is drying out at home, by the way, so keep an eye on it. I'm going to lower the temp a little bit. And I'm going to get my wooden spoon. Here it is.
All right, another quarter cup here.
Yep, add it. Thank you, dear.
Yep. You want more?
No.
Okay.
So I'm touching them. They're getting nice and golden on one side, but they did dry out. So keep an eye on yours. If your lid's not so tight fitting, you know.
This it's kind of hard to cook potatoes on this stove because of how hot it gets.
Yes.
Mhm.
This little stove packs a punch, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not like a stove at home. So anyway, as I was doing my little slice, so there it is, and you just go back. You want to do it?
Yeah,
You do that one.
I do.
If you had smaller ones,
Yeah.
smaller green onions. So you want to get these as tiny as possible because we are mincing, people, mincing. And I know you all know what mincing is because I think there is no recipe that goes by without somebody, like pretty much everything's minced that goes on top. Yep, everything's minced. We're mincing a lot. So if you want to use your scissor, you don't go up here in the air, right? You come down here so it doesn't go flying all over. And you just, should be a sharp scissor. Get rid of the root. Bye-bye root. And then you just keep it down low, and I know all the kids know how to do this, and you're going to try to make it as tiny as possible. So that is how you do it with scissors. Leslie's doing a great job over here with the paring knife. And now the last and final way I'm going to show you is with the regular chef knife for our big kids and our adults here. So again, I'm going to get rid of icky bits. That's an icky bit. That's an icky bit. I got rid of the root, right? And then cut it in half and put it like this. You always want to do things when you're cooking the logical way. And so in fact, if I were doing this at home all by myself, I would just cut all of these right, and I would cut them in half and just get them all done at once. I'm going to let you do that.
Thank you.
Because Leslie's bored and I want to give her something to do.
Thanks.
So I'm going to do this one. So I got them all piled up nice and neat using my bear claw. And when you're using your bear claw, I know feels awkward at first. You need some muscles. You gotta, like muscles in your hand. You gotta hold your fingers up, and my fingernails are really just kind of digging right into the cutting board or into the vegetable. And frequently, this second knuckle is right up against the blade, right? Then I know exactly where it is. That's what allows me to be able to do a cooking demo, and I don't have to even look at my fingers, and I can look straight ahead, and I know exactly where my knife is. So, and then that down and forward, down and forward, down and forward. And then if I want to mince, I'm like kind of pushing with my knuckles against the blade, and the blade is coming back, and I keep walking my fingers back little by little, little by little. Let's see what's going on with this.
So do we want these smaller, Chef Lisa? Should I be rock chopping these?
I don't, I think you need to do it right the first time. So the goal on this one is to not go back and rock chop it. Not at all, because I'm going to tell you, Leslie, this little pan is so dang hot.
And it's spicy. I can feel the spice at the back of my throat.
I certainly can too. Woo! All right. Do me a favor, kid, and give me some more water.
All right.
So this is my third time. So it's not a quarter cup here. It's 3/4 of a cup, right? So we've just done 3/4 cups,
Yes,
right?
we have.
3/4 of a cup.
We have.
So back to your question, Les.
Yeah.
What if I made a mistake and I made like big hunks? I guess, it's not going to look as pretty, but you can go back and you can rock chop it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you can. If it's too chunky, you're better off. If you don't want a big hunk of onion in your mouth, I guess that's your prerogative, whether you want to do that or not.
It's going to look like that instead. Not as pretty.
No, it's not. This looks nicer.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's true. All right. So let's put that in a little. Do we have another bowl?
You want to put that in there right away?
Yeah, thanks. Thanks for reminding me
Yeah.
what I need to do. I knew there was something I was going to do. I'm like, what is that thing I was supposed to do?
That's why cooking with a partner is fun.
So much better than when I just do it at home by myself. I should cook with you all the time, Leslie. We should just eat together. Just come here, meet, make a little meal. Oh, that reminds me, if you do want to have a nice little Indian meal, we have some really fabulous Indian recipes on our website that go nicely with this potato recipe. So you could, I think the chana masala is a really nice one with chickpeas in it and tomato sauce. And so in India, that'd be a complete, wonderful meal, vegetarian meal. You'd have the potatoes, you'd have the chana masala, and then you'd probably put a little bit of curd. They call it curd, which is actually yogurt, just plain yogurt, not vanilla yogurt, just plain yogurt. And I know you're thinking that's strange, but it's not strange. It tastes really delicious with it. It really does. What other Indian recipes do we have on there? Do we have the dal on there, Mary Kate? Do we have dal?
I don't think so.
Well, I'll get that up soon for you, okay?
You can also use this QR code, guys, here. And I've been telling my students all year long because they come up to me and they say, can I have this recipe? And their teachers always do print it out for them, but sometimes it takes a day or two because, teachers are busy. So if you guys want to make a recipe before your teacher is able to get it for you, you can go to www.foodright.org. Can you see that, Mary Kate?
Yep.
Okay. And you can look for our recipes on our website there. Okay? Another thing that you guys...
Oh, it's got a little search thing too.
Yes, it
So
does.
you can put in Indian, and I think all the Indian recipes show
Will
up.
come up. Awesome. So you can search.
Right, Mary Kate? Yes.
If it's in the title.
If it's in the title. All right, we'll have to get some tags in there too.
Yep, you can search those. But the other thing that I want to remind you guys on this paper that you got, if you flip over your recipe, you see that there is another QR code, and that is going to take you to our wellness resources page on our website, because eating healthy, nutritious, plant-based foods is wonderful, and that is what we're trying to help you learn how to do, but so is physical activity, okay?
Right.
That is the key to staying super healthy, is eating those wonderful, nutritious dishes and also staying active. So you can check out that page on our website for some cool, fun ideas to stay active this winter, okay?
Right. These virtual cooking lessons were brought to us, really supported by the American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
And so they're all about promoting good physical fitness and eating a healthy plant-based diet, which is what we do at Food Right. And so thank you to them for supporting us and supporting you all and making sure that you guys have wonderful bags of ingredients and t-shirts and whatnot and all sorts of resources that you need. So I think these might be ready.
Okay.
I think. You want to bust up? Look at that thing. Woo! Yeah.
Smells really good.
All right. Let's see. Are they ready? Yep, they're looking ready. I'm going to turn up the heat, which is a little crazy on this machine, but here we go. I'm going to add a little bit more oil. Remember I told you I didn't add the full 3 tablespoons? So I'm going to add a little more oil, and I'm going to start frying these. Leslie, what do the instructions say?
So it actually tells us to take that cover off, turn up the heat, which you just did.
Right.
You did that. So that we are on number 4. Once the potatoes are barely tender, so these might be a little bit more than barely tender, turn up the heat to medium-high and saute uncovered until slightly golden.
Yep.
So what does saute mean again, Chef Lisa?
We saute an awful lot in U Chef Academy, don't we?
We do.
We saute a lot. Saute means to cook on high heat in oil. Not high heat in water, not boiling, but in oil. So a synonym for saute is stir fry. So that's what we're doing. And we do a lot of those recipes with sauteing because we don't have an oven in class, do we? We can't bake anything, can we? No, we cannot. We can't roast, we can't bake, we can just cook on stove, which is fine because, you know, in many countries they don't have an oven. For example, in India, you don't have an oven.
Yeah.
You don't have an
I
oven.
don't think I knew that.
No, in Asia, Japan, you don't have ovens? Rarely. It's like a weird thing, like a Western thing that you would get, so.
I
Awesome.
definitely don't miss it, and our recipes are really yummy.
Yeah,
so.
I agree. All right. So I think, you know, so this is the U Chef Academy, right? U Chef Academy, and so no chef would ever serve anything unless they tasted it first. And so what I want to do is I'm going to take one little potato out. See, I took one potato out. And if you have asbestos hands like me and you don't have any feeling in your hands anymore, you could just put it on the plate, and I'm going to taste to make sure that it's tender enough. Blow on it because it's hot. It feels tender. Oh, it is. Plenty of salt.
You guys can also test
I
how
have-
tender it is with your fork.
I think she's making fun of my manners.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
She's just trying to protect your little hands is what she was trying to do. Certainly don't do that. Don't like that, you know.
It's
Don't
just
do it.
another way, another tool for you guys to use to test whether potatoes are tender. That's what I use at home, especially when I'm boiling them. Because yeah, when you take them out of boiling water, that's probably.
I'm going to say
a
that
little
all of
different.
this is perfect. It's fine. I'm going to turn the heat off for us. These potatoes are tender. I'm going to say they're salty enough. I would add more salt if I didn't think they were. I'm going to say there's enough paprika and the color's really lovely. I'm going to add just, though, a little bit more, unless you care, Leslie.
What,
Unless you
cayenne?
Are you against spice?
No, I'm not.
Are you against spice?
No.
No. So the people here are
Oh,
not
you
against
got it.
spice. I got it.
Okay.
That's a little crazy right there what I just did, but here we go. Ta-da! I'm going to stir that in. I like it spicy. So try not to dump it in one place though. So I'm going to stir that around. And then, how are we doing on time? Oh my God. I have never ended early for anything. You know, going on and on and on. I'm doing a good job today. You're welcome. All right. And then, I mean, the heat's off, so you don't want to cook these. So just dump them on. And remember what I told you, if you don't have green onions at home and you want to do this recipe in the future, you don't need green onions. You can easily do it with just regular onions. Just make sure that they're cut finely. And then I'm going to throw the cilantro on. I've got the heat off, but it's going to wilt a little bit, you know. And then I'm just going to do that, stir it around. If you wanted to, you could have put it in a beautiful little plate, the serving plate, and then put that all on top. We're not doing that here because we're going to eat it right away, and there's no one here to impress. So we're not serving, but you want some, don't you?
I do. Yes, I do. I've never had this recipe. It's my first time having this one.
Mm,
I'm excited.
it's exciting. I'm going to do a big plate of it. It doesn't look as there.
It looks
Here's-
beautiful.
There's for you.
Thank
That
you.
is beautiful.
Mhm.
Mary Kate doesn't get any.
Mary Kate, we'll get you a plate out.
All right.
Okay, we have a poll. Lisa,
We do?
That we
Okay.
need to. Yes.
All right, what's the poll?
We have a question for you guys. We want to know if you are going to make this recipe again. And we have another question for you as well, which is, Mary Kate?
Will you make other plant-based recipes like we do in U Chef Academy again at home?
Okay, we also want to know if you are going to make other plant-based recipes, if you could not hear Chef Mary Kate, again at home like we do in the classroom with U Chef Academy.
Right. So
All
the
right.
first question is, would you make this again? You have to taste it first. So don't go anywhere and try it and see if you will eat it again. But then the second question is, are you going to cook plant-based foods at home? For example, like the pancakes. Are you going to make those oatmeal pancakes and apple compote at home? All right, here I go. These are yummy.
Mm.
With eggs. I want these with eggs.
Oh man. I had
Or
an
the
egg
ch-
for lunch today and it was so good, and it would be so good with this too.
Yes.
Mhm.
We could have this. We could have like some scrambled eggs with hot sauce on it. And then we'd have the chana masala, and that for certain, that's a feast right there.
That sounds delicious.
All right. Do we have anything more that we want to add?
Ingrid did ask a question. Do you guys like these cooking classes?
Oh, yeah.
Do I like the cooking classes?
Yeah. Like coming to these and
Oh,
cooking
heck
with these
yes!
students.
I wish I could do this all the time. I wish this was my only job. Every single night I would meet you here and we'd make dinner together. That would be the best.
It's fun to come into work and cook good food and taste good food. There is nothing else I can think of that I would want to do. It's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of fun cooking with you guys too.
Yeah. You don't want to work in an office?
Nope, not today.
All right. All right.
Are we getting some answers, Chef MC?
Yes. We've gotten a few. Almost everyone has voted.
Awesome.
All right. Good.
We need those answers, guys. Please vote.
I think I might have. I want some hot sauce on these. I should have added more
I'm
cayenne.
gonna try some yogurt with it. Would you like to try some yogurt?
Well, that's a good idea. Did we? Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they get yogurt in their thing? No.
No, I think it was a suggestion.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try a little.
All right. Thank you,
This
ma'am.
is just plain yogurt.
Plain
Curd.
yogurt. Curd. Would you modify this recipe in any way? I think I'd add more cilantro.
Maybe more cilantro. But even though I like spice, I'm very sensitive to it.
Uh-oh.
That's why I'm putting a little yogurt on here. I'm gonna need a drink of water in a hot second, guys.
Is it too much? Okay.
It's just me. That's good.
Yummy.
Okay.
All right, well, if you want to make it again tomorrow, come on back. Bring your own potatoes next time. Otherwise, I think that's it, right?
That's it, guys. Short and sweet tonight, and delicious too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys at McDowell next week for our last lesson. Thanks for joining us tonight. And we have one student from Bethune. Thank you very much for joining us as well. We appreciate it.
All right. Bye.
Bye.